which is going to help us. So when I introduced to the teacher, he said, no, it's very good. Let us do what? Embrace this. So we told them, what have you brought? They're teaching us. They say now there are other options. And they're giving us workshops about what we can use instead of punishing. I really wanted it. I embraced it. I've seen the people, I don't know, knowing what to do, changing from within, other than chasing them. People are not tucking in, but now they know the importance of tucking in. We explained to them, and they learned that being smart is good. Not only to you, but even the person who is seeing you really sees you as a responsible person. I've seen the academic performance changing. Because now people know why they come to school. Not to be beaten. There's a strong relationship between the teachers and the students. They come to the staff room, they come to my office, knowing they will receive help other than cane, other than insults. I've seen the school changing. The population now, because when discipline changes, automatically, the people do what? Appreciate. Parents also come and say, hey, we can see a change. Because we also teach them, when they come in their meetings, we teach them it's not good to harass them.
So what do you tell other teachers and other schools? You know, because some schools, some teachers are still using the cane, they're still beating, they're still shouting.
Not inflicting pain and insults can change a student. The only one is telling him or her what to do and changing from punishment to discipline, because they are different. Punishment is short term, but this one is longer.
Up next on UBC, brought to you by...
Keep the lights on. Use Airtel Money to pay for all your Yaka bills conveniently. Open the My Airtel app to buy Yaka units. Airtel Money. Simple, secure, borderless.
Yes, a very good evening to you tuned into UBC TV. We warmly welcome you to News Tonight. Let's start with a look at the top stories.
Brought to you by...
How to get points. Just use MTN to make calls, send SMS, load airtime, buy bundles, or pay for MTN subscription services.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
To the NSSF Midterm Access Amendment Bill 2021. Schools prepare for reopening amidst COVID-19 challenges. Africa to face increasing cyber attacks in 2022. While 5 days to the 33rd edition of AFCON that will be live on all UBC platforms.
Was brought to you by...
Everywhere you go, MTN.
Yes, we thank you so much for joining in. My name is Micheal Jordan Lukomwa. Elizabeth Nakakoni is the lady for sign language tonight, and this is what we have for you. President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has received a booster dose against COVID-19 at his home in Rakitura, Kiruhura district. Speaking to the nation, the president urged Ugandans aged 18 years and above to get vaccinated as one of the only ways to fully reopen the economy.
COVID-19 booster vaccine at his country home in Rakitura, Kiruhura district. The president got his Pfizer booster dose almost 10 months after his first COVID-19 dose to improve his immunity following the outbreak of the fast-spreading Omicron variant.
My doctors, Dr. Diana Twine and Dr. Magowa, an army officer, they have just given me a booster dose. According to my statement in the New Year speech, I told you that we are going, the efforts we are going to rely on to open the economy and the society where vaccination, full vaccination for the 18 years and above, who are 22 million. But also booster doses for the, I think there are 3.3 million people above the age of 50. A constituency where I very rightfully fit. Because I'm not 50, I'm now 50 plus 27. So we said that this group should get a booster dose.
Speaking to the nation, the president appealed to Ugandans to get fully vaccinated to beat the virus and reopen the economy.
Otherwise, all of you who are above 18, get the 2 doses. Now, Atwine this time brought another clan of vaccine. That debate had come in our meetings, whether mixing vaccines was all right. They are now saying it is not only all right, but even better. That's what they are saying now.
The president said he has got reports that even with the new Omicron variant, people who have been fully vaccinated quickly overcome it.
The Omicron, but after being vaccinated fully, they just get a little fever, and then they are through. Naruso told me somebody she knows, the ones who was working in a bond house, whom she knew, who had refused to be vaccinated, when he got this, he died. And the ones who have been vaccinated, they just feel a little bit sick and get over it. So please, gunosumuzanyo mwena musutukiremu babageme.
According to research, 3 COVID-19 vaccines are now authorized for use to prevent COVID-19, and the 3-dose course of AstraZeneca's COVID-19 vaccine is effective against the rapidly spreading Omicron coronavirus variant. In December 2021, the Ministry of Health approved the use of COVID-19 booster shot for some people aged 50 years and above, and for those with comorbidities to further enhance their immunity after a period of 6 months from their primary vaccination. This comes at a time the country braces for a new wave of the pandemic. Bernard Higa, UBC News.
President Yoweri Museveni has assented to the NSSF Midterm Access Amendment Bill of 2021 to provide midterm access to the contributors and remove restrictions on access for voluntary savings. The presidential assent followed the passing of the NSSF Midterm Access Bill 2021 by Parliament on the 24th of November 2021, as reported here by Susan Naunga.
effort has culminated into presidential assent into the NSSF Midterm Access Bill 2021 was on November 24th, when the Committee of the Whole House convened to discuss and pass the report of the Committee of Gender, Labour and Social Development on the NSSF bill.
What form of instrument do we want? Do we want to bring this administrative?
The House voted to amend Section 24A of the Principal Act to allow workers who are 45 years and above and have served for at least 10 years to have mid-term access of up to 20%, and those with a disability have access to at least 50% of their accrued savings.
We are now saying that a voluntary member has unfettered access, meaning they can access up to 100%.
The NSSF bill was first passed by the 10th Parliament on 17th February 2021, but was returned to the House by President Yoweri Museveni and later retabled in the 11th Parliament. During the debate of the bill, MPs agreed that only mandatory contributors are eligible to midterm access, subject to their age and years of contribution, while voluntary contributors access their savings as and when they so wish, subject to prescribed regulations to be prescribed by the Minister in consultation with the board.
It will not apply to voluntary savers because their conditions of access are different.
However, with the presidential assent to the bill, this means that the new law under Section 13A further grants the Minister power to prescribe regulations in consultation with the board, the procedure of making voluntary contributions and benefits. A flashback by the Attorney General's submission on the floor of Parliament, he guided that whereas the voluntary contributors will not be subject to terms and conditions under Section 24A as amended, the procedures for them to make their contribution and access their savings will be regulated.
Any statutory instrument which is made which exceeds the powers set in the principles or the sections of the law is null and void and shall not happen on my watch.
The Chief Opposition Whip, John Baptist Nambeshe's proposal to have midterm access for both mandatory and voluntary contributors was overruled by the Speaker of Parliament. The Leader of Opposition, Matthias Mpuga, however, cautioned the executive against enacting statutory instruments that would further make it unfavorable for voluntary savers.
The tendencies in these funds that the delays will become so inordinate.
On the supervisory role of NSSF, Parliament also voted that the Minister of Gender takes the lead in handling social security matters, while Minister of Finance handles only financial and investment of funds. The new law, as assented to by the President, clips the power of the Managing Director by revoking his or her voting right as an ex-officio member of the board to avoid conflict of interest. As past Section 13A of the new NSSF Act provides a tough deferment penalty to employers who deduct a voluntary contribution and fail to remit to the fund. In accordance with the new law, also an employer who offends this section will pay 20% of the amount deducted, but not remitted.
Some schools in Kampala seem ready to handle cases of COVID-19 that are going to arise as schools reopen on the 10th of January. UBC visited some schools where facilities have been put up to isolate learners, parents and teachers, and also equipped clinics and sick bays to handle primary treatment of COVID-19. We have details with our reporter Farida Namfuka in this one.
The first step to identify a suspect of COVID-19 is through checking temperature to allow one access any premises. Schools have procured temperature guns to check all visitors and learners as they reopen for the 2022 academic year. The work to enforce standard operating procedures and follow-up cases of COVID-19 has been allocated to the COVID-19 committees and task force created by schools as guided by the Ministry of Education and Sports.
Meaning we have the temperature guns, we have the hand washing facilities.
Have enough temperature guns to take their temperatures.
Ensure that children are checked frequently on arrival during lunchtime, and even before they go home.
It is not the first time that schools are going to handle COVID-19 cases. Many say they learned from the previous experience when candidates were allowed to resume school in 2020 during the first wave. They immediately put in place facilities like isolation rooms for those COVID-19 suspects to keep the rest safe. However, this time round, given the speed at which the current variant spreads, Nakasero Primary School is to expand their room to at least 4 to 5 cubicles.
Portioning it up, making some about 4 or 5 cubicles within the room, such that in case we have any more than one, they can be there without necessarily getting scared that so and so has seen me this.
In addition to having a sick bay with qualified nurse, Kololo Senior Secondary School has put up an isolation room with 6 cubicles.
These rooms are reserved as rest rooms where we monitor these children and see whether really the temperatures are persisting.
Victoria's Education Services partnered with Cambridge Medical Centre to provide medical services in school, including treating COVID-19 patients.
The medical point, the clinic at school, then we also have the isolation room. So these two places are going to work hand in hand to ensure that the pupils who are infected don't get mixed up or entangled with others.
Most of the schools have partnered with nearby hospitals to come to their rescue in case they get cases beyond their management.
Either the division or the main city hall and the hospitals around us, including Nakasero Hospital. We believe that we are in collaboration and we shall get quick attention.
And we are in close touch with the Naguru Referral Hospital. Whenever there is a case, immediately these children are rushed to Naguru Hospital.
But also near Mengo Hospital, that also empowers us with a medical team. They are ever on ground to see whether there are any challenges.
Schools, in addition, plan to empower learners with knowledge in case they get symptoms, they rush to the sick bay, while others have procured masks to give pupils, especially in lower primary. I'm Navka Farida and Daniel Lukomwa in Kampala.
Are still worried on whether a number of schools will be in position to reopen for learners following several underlying challenges. According to Christopher Kawesa Chiwanuka, many schools are heavily indebted and can no longer facilitate their survival. Susan Nawonga has this.
On 10th January 2022, all schools across the country will kickstart the full reopening after 2 years of closure following the outbreak of COVID-19 pandemic. Although government rolled out plans to reopen all education institutions, chances are, however, high that some may not reopen as planned or even never. A number of schools, especially privately owned, were sold off, while others were turned into different business undertakings like hotels and bars. Others were attached to money lenders and banks due to delayed loan servicing. To those that will stand a test of reopening, the justification lies in exorbitant hiking of tuition fees.
The children who have gone to senior 2, you cannot teach them senior 2 work without completing senior 1 work. But we are not demanding any extra fees.
Besides financial incapability, many schools have also lost teachers to competitors and other employment sectors other than education.
We are in touch with our staff, both the teaching and non-teaching staff. A few of them we have not been able to get where they are.
Obviously, there are teachers who have realized that they can earn more when they are not in class and doing other things.
They have also differed from the government plan of refraining unvaccinated teachers and learners from accessing education premises without vaccination.
We can decide to vaccinate all teachers who are returning to be vaccinated at school.
The best strategy would be receive them at school, take stock of those who are vaccinated and those who are not vaccinated, organize health workers, come and vaccinate them and proceed with safe reopening.
Over the 2 years, a number of learners have turned into teenage mothers and fathers. Though it's worrying, but it calls for special programs to reorient both learners and teachers into an extraordinary coexistence.
So many learners, the females, have been impregnated. This is a very dangerous situation.
We need to calm them down so that they can suit in the situation.
Also, because of the transition process of learners, concerted efforts accompanied with a pay rise might be mandatory to boost morale of teachers.
There is a need to look into the welfare of the teachers.
Several educational institutions survive on financial loans from commercial banks. The closure of schools in March 2020, however, left many commercial institutions incapacitated to servicing their loans borrowed from different financial institutions. Guided by the central bank, Stanbic Bank was able to give relief packages to their clients ranging from extension of repayment periods, reduction in interest rates, among others.
We are part of the solution. We will not sell, and we did not sell any school as a result of not paying debt during these 2 years.
In their extended services, Stanbic Bank has also come up with a boost financial solution to advance loans to institutions that already have loans, overdrafts at lower interest rates, among others.
Of course, we are not going to charge processing fees. So if someone applies for a loan as low as 100,000 or 500 or $1 million, you will get exactly what you have applied for.
It should be noted that the closure of schools in March followed the outbreak of a deadly respiratory disease, COVID-19. Susan Nawonga reporting for UBC TV.
Buganda, Charles Peter Maiga, has advised parents and other stakeholders to counsel students and children as schools reopen. He was launching the Go Back to School campaign intending to rehabilitate children at Bulange Mengo.
Buganda Kingdom has launched a Go Back to School campaign where parents and concerned people have been urged to advise learners who seem to have lost hope of going back to school. The Katikiro of Buganda, Charles Peter Maiga, launched the campaign and advised parents staying with students who got pregnant to encourage them to go back to school.
We urge the parents to be close to their children, to counsel them about the importance of education. It's the duty of the parents to impress it upon their children that education is the route to success.
He appealed to students not to be taken by earnings they had got during the lockdown and encouraged the public to get vaccinated. He discloses that the Kingdom has organized a mass vaccination at all counties starting 29th and 30th of this month.
The campaign envisages taking back children to school and to not let the children get carried away by the 2-year period during which they've been at home. But what's important is for everyone within the Kingdom who is above the age of 18, especially teachers and non-teaching staff working in schools, but also including students who are above 18, to go for the jabs. We encourage you to disregard all the rumors spreading on social media platforms about the effects of the COVID-19 jabs.
The Minister for Education in Buganda Kingdom, in her message delivered by the Buganda Attorney General, asserts that the public has hope that the campaign will bear fruits. The chairperson of the Buganda Education Board, Deborah Zawede, condemns teachers that have started getting forged vaccination cards.
It's very unfortunate that in today's newspapers, many teachers have forged certificates, jabs, which is very unfortunate. So we encourage them. We understand the pain they are going through, but we cannot continue crying. We need to wake up and move. So the teachers and also students above 18 years need to go for these vaccinations so that they can acquire their education well.
Lydia Chomkama, Andrew Sebida, UBC News.
Omwaka. That was the last statement of the Katikiro. We thank you so much for watching. We're taking a very short break. On return, we have business, international, and sports news, UBC News tonight.
Everyone deserves more this festive season, which is why MTN Momo is giving you more Secu points on your MTN Momo withdrawals at agent locations. Get 150 Secu points for every 1,000 shillings spent in withdrawal fees. More Secu points means you get more free minutes, more free MBs, more free SMSs, and more free Momo Pay shopping. To use your Secu points, dial *141#.
Everywhere you go, MTN. Raising voices.
I feel happy when my father spends time with me. I hope all fathers will like my father. I want my father to reach out to all fathers. He knows how important it is to be a good father. I promise to help my father inspire other fathers to change.
In this time of COVID, what is your promise to the children of Uganda? Because a violence-free childhood is everyone's right. Raising voices.
Prosper with Airtel Money today. Agent application and registration is free of charge. All you need to submit as a sole proprietor business is a letter from the business owner requesting for a SIM card and the purpose of the SIM card. Certified copy of Certificate of Registration of the Business issued by URSB. Certified copy of Statement of Particulars of the registered business and supporting statutory declaration in verification of the particulars. Copy of valid trading license. Copy of operational license issued by the relevant regulatory authority. Copy of TIN certificate issued by URA. Valid national ID for Ugandan proprietor or passport for foreign national, including a valid immigration entry permit, work permit, visa, or residence certificate. Colored passport size photograph of the proprietor and handler of the business. Proof of current physical address of the business, tenancy agreement or utility bill in the name of the proprietor or landlord, or LC1 introduction letter confirming ownership and location of the business. You will be informed of your application status within a maximum of 5 working days, still free of charge. Upon successful agent application, Airtel will provide training and customized branding material for your
Transact and win money after money with Airtel Money. 1.5 billion shillings in cash prizes up for grabs.
My name is Suga Morris. I'm an Airtel Money agent. I'm from Chibuli here. That's where I operate from. I won 2 million shillings. This is great, guys. Go for this. This is for real.
The more you transact, the higher your chances of winning. Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless.
Parents, guardians, and caregivers, there's a confirmed polio outbreak in Kampala, and therefore the Ministry of Health will conduct a national house-to-house polio immunization campaign. The first round of the campaign will take place from Friday, the 14th of January to Sunday, the 16th of January 2022 in all districts of Uganda. During the national house-to-house polio immunization campaign, health workers will come to your homes and immunize all your children under 5 years of age. Please note that the national house-to-house polio immunization campaign does not replace the routine immunization. The polio vaccine is safe, effective, and free.
Parents, guardians, and caregivers, please ensure that all your children under 5 years of age are immunized against polio during the National House-to-House Immunization Campaign from Friday 14th January to Sunday 16th January 2022. The dates for the second round of the campaign will be announced in due course. This message is from the Ministry of Health with support from UNICEF, World Health Organization, and partners. It's the festive season and we love it. And that means it's time to celebrate with GoTV.
Come with me.
So get your GoCoder and GoTV value for 25,000 shillings to watch with the whole family. And if you're feeling extra festive, upgrade to our best package yet, GoTV Super.
Something to look forward to.
Download the My GoTV app for more information.
Super.
We all deserve a super festive season. And with GoTV, there's every reason to love it.
You know, you could just buy a new smartphone from anywhere in Uganda. Dial *175 *94# to activate their 100% double data bonus offer on weekly or monthly bundles for 3 months. Better yet, you automatically receive free 1 GB valid for 30 days. You are hooked already, aren't you? Enjoy a 100% double data bonus from Airtel. Buy a smartphone from anywhere in Uganda and insert an Airtel SIM card. Dial *175 *94# to activate a 100% data bonus offer on weekly or monthly bundles, valid for 3 months. Dial *175# and select your preferred bundle to activate a 100% data bonus offer on weekly or monthly bundles, valid for 3 months. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Parents, guardians, and caregivers, there's a confirmed polio outbreak in Kampala, and therefore the Ministry of Health will conduct a national house-to-house polio immunization campaign. The first round of the campaign will take place from Friday, the 14th of January to Sunday, the 16th of January 2022 in all districts of Uganda. During the national house-to-house polio immunization campaign, health workers will come to your homes and immunize all your children under 5 years of age. Please note that the national house-to-house polio immunization campaign does not replace the routine immunization. The polio vaccine is safe, effective, and free.
Parents, guardians, and caregivers, please ensure that all your children under 5 years of age are immunized against polio during the National House-to-House Immunization Campaign from Friday 14th January to Sunday 16th January 2022. The dates for the second round of the campaign will be announced in due course. This message is from the Ministry of Health with support from UNICEF, World Health Organization, and partners.
News tonight. We now talk business. Parents, teachers and traders have flooded Nasa Road, the biggest Scholastic material dealer area in the country, to buy Scholastic materials. With less than 6 days to the reopening of schools, schools will start operating after 2 years of a lockdown.
Are in the school mood after almost 2 years of lockdown. A lockdown was announced on 18th of March 2020 to stop the spread of COVID-19. President Museveni reopened the economy on December 31st, 2022. With just days of school reopening, parents are flooding stationery shops for scholastic materials as they prepare to return learners to school. Nasa Road is the biggest scholastic material market in the country. Trucks are loaded with reading materials and writing materials.
So we are expecting most parents, especially nursery parents, to purchase more goods than the upper classes.
Ode yali ku demand ya waggulu nnyo saawa eno, ya waggulu nnyo nga wokiwulira kuba n'amakampuni amanene ga Pick Fair kati nazo ziri busy nnyo nga wokiwulira. Naye kati ffe obuzibu bwe tusanze empapula za bbeeyi ate tezirabika.
Stationery sellers attest that for the first time since 2019, their products are on high demand.
They are gradually improving, as you can tell behind. Products are being requested for, the parents are coming to buy, but the only challenge is maybe with the numbers. Hasn't yet. The numbers are elevated, are slightly improving. But what we hope by the close of the week, they will be greatly improving.
The queues in shops indicate that parents have to shop as the school reporting date of 10th of January 2022 nears.
Ogula ebintu abaana badde ku masomero kwegamba nga bwe kiri nti buli wootuuka edduuka lijjudde ebikiwa ebityo naye nga tutambula tulabe wiikendi weenaggwerako naye nga kyobula nti n'ezisiri zino nsanze nkute fayiro biki byonna tuli mu tugezaako tugula ebintu abaana badde ku masomero.
Namboze Christine, a parent and a teacher, is shopping for her children.
Demand is very high and the line was long.
getting to where to get them the items, getting the receipt to write what you want to buy. It's not easy. People are many.
Despite the shopping, COVID-19 financially affected parents who are worried about school fees.
What I can say, we are partially prepared. Yeah, things are not easy because we have been hit by COVID, and some of us were down. We have not been working, but we have to take back the kids.
As we take our children back to school, we will request that we be allowed to pay in installments, at least for them to cope up for the time for the time they have been at home. So they will need to be patient with us.
Sada Mubale, UBC News, Kampala.
More misery for Sports Club Villa after the side lost to Solitilo Bright Stars in the Star Times Uganda Premier League. A 55th minute goal from Young Man secured victory for Bright Stars despite numerous attacks from Sports Club Villa. Meanwhile, Police FC secured victory against UPDF to stretch their unbeaten record to 4 games. Emmanuel Mugume was on the score sheet for the Corps, marching out of Bombo Barracks with the 3 points. In the other games played, URAFC shared spoils with Gaddafi FC. Debutant Arua Hill FC defeated On-Form Vipers Sports Club. Express FC defeated Toro United. Wakiso Giants defeated Bull FC. Action resumes tomorrow as KCC FC takes on Mbarara City, Busoga United hosting Ondu Paraka.
In a maze with their eyes closed. The ball just landed at the right player all the time. And Milton Karisa, the blessing that he has, being very unselfish, perhaps this time a little too unselfish for the liking of the Vipers fans. That was a very good move.
And that brings us to the end of all we had for you at this particular time. We'll get back to you at 10 p.m. with a bigger arrangement. My name is Micheal Jordan Lukomwa with Elizabeth Nakakon and the whole team. Enjoy the next program. Bye-bye for now.